guys, welcome back to SFeatley F1, and we're here for another watch-along. It is the Canadian Grand Prix race watch-along this evening, so you can see hopefully some very good action during this session. So I've got my usual co-host Tycho with me. How you doing, my friend?
Yeah, man, I'm doing good. Just a bit sore on the neck, but that'll be alright today.
Yeah, hopefully we won't get so much of a sore neck as these guys, because these guys are going to have a sore neck all night or all evening, I'm
Yeah,
pretty sure. Right, so all I can say at the minute, live timing doesn't seem to be working yet again. I don't know why this keeps happening on my YouTube, what I'm going to do this evening is completely update my computer, make sure it's completely updated, and then see what happens, especially Chrome. I'm going to try and update it as much as I possibly can, and then see what happens. I can't promise anything. Because I keep signing in, it won't sign me in to the website, but it signs me in on my phone. Now I could go on my phone to join but I can't share anything on my phone. Let me go for example. So if I put Formula One on my phone, Formula1.com, live timing. Should also have on the website. Let me see if I can. Does he have a sign in website? Remember me? No, it doesn't. But it should do. Right. So, but it does on on your phone. So let me just see if I could. I don't know if you can share on StreamYard via your phone. I don't think you can, but I'll give it a go. I'll give it a go. See what happens. Enter studio. Right, bear in mind. Right, I'm just gonna. Right, so.
Jesus Christ.
So that was bad. My bad. Right, let's get. No, you can't share it. Can't share anything. Oh, well, it was worth a go.
Yeah, I can hear the commentary a bit, by the way.
Oh, you can hear the commentary? Yeah, sorry, it was worth a go, but I can't share it, so I can't share the. But what would they do a live leaderboard without being signed in? So what we'll do is we'll keep up to date on the live leaderboard. And it also does live commentary, I believe, as well. Lap by lap, sorry. So we'll keep up to date via lap by lap and the leaderboard. That's all pretty much the main things we need. Right. What's good about the live timing is that you can see the gaps and how people are going quicker or not on each tire. That's what's useful. So here's the possible race strategies for this Grand Prix. So Montreal, the quickest lap time is medium to hard tires. Why don't you just stay there? Like the second quickest would be soft to hards, and then a slower will be doing a two-stopper, which is medium to hard, then into doing a soft tire right at the end to try and gain back a few places. So a mixture of strategies. I think most will be going for the first strategy, to be honest, especially the ones at the front. In terms of the front runners, the top four being Sainz. I think Sainz needs to get past Alonso straight away, doesn't he? And then I think Hamilton would like to get past Alonso to try and see if he can get on the podium. I think that's the best he can hope for this Grand Prix. Do you think Hamilton can get a podium this afternoon?
He could. He definitely could, don't get me wrong. But do I think it'll happen? I don't think so. Because, Alonso, as we know, is such a good defender. And he doesn't like Lewis at all, so he wouldn't want him to get
I don't
that.
think
So I think
I don't think he doesn't like him. He just has a good. He just has respect for him, but it doesn't go any further. I think if Hamilton can catch him early, then it can catch him out. Let's see what Mick Schumacher's team radio's got to say.
Copy. There's a piece of debris lying on the exit of 11 in the shallow.
Okay, understood. We'll pass that on.
Right, so he's saying turn 11, there's a bit of debris. So let me just clarify where that would be on the circuit for you guys. I'll clarify that by giving up the circuit map for the circuit. For the circuit, I believe turn 11 is on the outside of. Is basically the little kink before heading down the. Your little kink you have to go past from the hairpin, which you then carry flat out from. So if I just drop this screen here, I'll show you the other screen. The other F1 screen I've got up. Here it is. So yeah, you got turns 1 and 2, right, which is a short run down to turn 1 from the start finish line where it goes from yellow to red. Then red sector 1, turn 3 and 4 where Vettel famously had that runoff in 2019, which got him the 5-second penalty by squeezing Lewis Hamilton towards the wall. Some people saying unfairly because he had nowhere else to go. So I can hear people's point on that. 6 and 7 is where you enter sector 2 and also the first DRS zone after that. Then you've got turns 8 and 9. Good. You want to say it's once again a short chicane. Slow in. Want to maximize the exit because you've got a long straight, another curved straight all the way to turn 10, the hairpin. Second gear, like 50 to 60 miles an hour around there. Then you got 11, right, and then flat out the second DRS zone, flat out all the way down to turns 13, 14, and then flat out again to turns 1 and 2. And do you know what? When I was playing Gran Turismo last night, yeah, and we were doing some of the circuits with the road cars on some of the old circuits like Monza and that. And the amount you have to slow down, like say like in Monza, the Lesmo, you can take 130 mile an hour in an F1 car in 5th gear. In like on a road car, you have to slow down to about 3rd or 2nd gear. 2nd and 3rd gear and pull it, and you only can do about 90 miles an hour, which shows the amount of like downforce these cars have. They have an amazing amount of downforce. Rouge is easy flat. On Gran Turismo in a road car, it's you're struggling. You know, it's amazing how much these cars. We forget how much downforce these cars carry. They count a huge amount of downforce, which in this new era is mostly generated from the floor. So that's why you don't really want to wreck the floor going into this weekend. It's going to be a green dirty circuit, which means tyre degradation could be very high this weekend for this race because of the wet weather during last night's qualifying or this late evening qualifying for it was about 4 p.m. local time qualifying. So yeah, late in the afternoon, early evening. So yeah, you've got a very new green track. So the times will be getting quicker throughout the race, but tyre degradation is going to be high, especially on the rears. And the one rear you're going to have to look out for is the rear left. Right, clockwise circuit, rear left. It's going to take a lot of punishment coming through Canada, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, I don't know what to say. It's yeah.
Do you think that could be a detriment to Sainz going into this Grand Prix because they know the Red Bull's been a lot easier in terms of keeping the tyre temperatures in their window, and obviously that's going to make it even more difficult for Ferrari, who's been struggling in that area, given the fact that it's a green circuit and it's not been rubbered in because all the rubber's been washed away?
It could be
It
like
could play an important factor because we're assuming Sainz is going to over. We're going to assume Sainz is going to take over Alonso early, like in the first couple of laps, and it's going to be a duel between Verstappen and Sainz. We all know, because the reason we're saying that is because if you haven't seen qualifying, Perez was knocked out in Q. I should have the banner for that actually. Oh, hang on. I ain't downloaded the banner for it. Shit. Let me get the Canva. And I can download the overlay where it's got the grid order. Got the right grid order. Perez 13th. That's it. There you go. So I don't think there's been any changes to the grid since then. If anyone, I don't think there's been updates on the grid, have there? No further penalties, is there?
Yes. No.
Big up Games FC. I know you don't know a lot about F1, but if you stick around, I'll try and explain as the session goes along. So, for example, Games FC, if you are new to the sport, the race strategies for these Grand Prix, you're not allowed to refuel. Refueling is banned in Formula One since 2010. We've had Pirelli tyres since 2011, which degrade, which don't last the whole session. They last a certain amount of laps, given how soft the tyre is. Softer the tyre is, the faster the tyre will go, but the more it degrades and the less time it lasts, right? So the optimum strategy was for everyone to start on the medium tyre, which will be the yellow wall tyre, where that will last us about 20 odd laps into the race. They'll then go on to hard tyres, which will be the white wall tyre, and then that will go all the way to the end. That will be their one and only pit stop. You could see some people taking a bolder strategy, which will be a slower strategy but bolder, because you could end up going on a faster tyre at the end, where you go medium, the yellow wall tyre at the start, then go on to the harder tyre towards the middle for their first stop, and then right at the end they go slap on the red wall tyre, which is the softest tyre, to then go and try and chase after the pack and try and gain a few places that way. So you can see a mix up in strategies, but everyone has in a dry race, everyone has to use 2 sets of tyres. Doesn't matter if it's soft, medium, soft, hard, medium, hard, or hard, medium. It doesn't matter which way round. It doesn't matter which one it is. You have to use 2 sets of tyres. So you have to pit. That means you have to pit at minimum once in a race to change the type of tyre you have. So the only time you don't have to do that is if it's a wet Grand Prix. If at any point you have to stick the intermediates on or the wets on, right, during a Grand Prix, that means you don't have to. You can use whatever tyre you want. You can then move on. If you start on the wet, if it's a wet race at the start, and you, like in Monaco, and you start on intermediates or the wets, and then you move on to the dry tyre, it doesn't matter if you then have used that dry tyre for the rest of the race. You don't have to pit any more than that, because you can use whatever tyre you want. Pretty simple, to be fair. If you have any more questions, Games FC, whilst watching it, please do let us know, and I will try and answer them as much as I can. Which I should be able to answer most of them. So there you go. But yeah, at least it gets away. At least that, like F1, it gets us away from the dark world of Arsenal Football Club. Done it to you.
Let's not talk about Arsenal. I don't want to.
It does, though, doesn't it? It gets us away from them.
Yeah, it does. At least you're signing players. That's something.
Yeah, but not the right players that we need yet. So we have to sign the right players we need yet. So
Yeah.
we've still got to sign those players yet. So there we go. Right. Well, I'd like to see how Mercedes. I'm hoping Mercedes can turn this into a podium, right? Because the more they can do that, and the more they can keep showing good pace. Like, part of me wants to just show good pace to show them that if you can get the porpoising sorted, you can unlock the potential of this car. But then part of me is like, I actually don't want you to perform at all, because this car, you're falling so far behind. You might as well just not bother now, and you might as well focus on next season. Right? And if you're only going to improve this car, improve it so you've got a baseline to run on next season, because the rules aren't going to change that much. Yeah? You know what I mean? So they can use this car to learn for next season. So that way you don't have to worry about what's coming next. For next season, if you know what I mean. And then they can steal the march and the rest. Use it to learn from, you know what I mean? Wall of Champions, man.
Can you imagine they come around that final turn then?
Yeah.
And Max just fucking pins it into the wall.
Oh, remember Kubica's accident in 2007? Fuck me.
Yeah.
That was a huge... It was such a bad accident. You can see his feet. Like, at the end of the... and then a year later, he comes back to win. And take the lead in the championship. And thanks to Hamilton, like, and Hamilton equaling Schumacher, Senna's record in poles. Hamilton first F1 win. So the 10th of June. So the 10th of June 2007. So this time, if we go back this time, what is it? It would have been 20 years in 2027. Take away 5. So 15, this time 15 years ago. Yeah. 15 years ago and 15 years and 9 days ago. This time, 15 years and 9 days ago, was Hamilton's first of 103 Grand Prix wins at Canada. Right? After Alonso tried to overtake him at the start and ran wide and into the runoff here, he did that 3 times in that Grand Prix. Run off onto the grass. And then the week later, he went to Indianapolis and had that ultimate battle between him and Alonso in like side by side, inches apart, like that you couldn't fit a cigarette paper in between them, and yet he held his nerve to go out and win that Grand Prix. That's his second Grand Prix straight after. Right, it's amazing. Like 15 years and 9 days ago. 15 years, who can imagine when he won that first Grand Prix? I knew when he won that first Grand Prix. Here you go, look, 2019, that battle between Hamilton and Vettel. Vettel squeezes Hamilton into the wall, which gave him that 5-second penalty. But yeah, who would have thought? I knew Hamilton would go on to great things after winning that Grand Prix. Yeah, but I never thought he would achieve what he's achieved in this sport. Who could have thought that? You've seen Schumacher do it, you thought that's going to be impossible.
Yeah.
I literally thought when Schumacher won his 7th title, no one's going to match that. No one's going to match that. No, for the history of Formula 1, no one's going to match it. So many legends have tried and they failed. The only other legend that's got close to it is Fangio. You know.
Yep.
So to see
Yeah.
Hamilton out of everyone do it, and the fact that I've seen it is incredible. And it was literally the first driver to replace Schumacher once he retired, because then Raikkonen went from McLaren to Ferrari, which then opened the door for Hamilton. So I wouldn't believe the next driver to replace Schumacher, like from GP2, would end up matching his record.
Yeah, and I don't even think someone else in the history of the sport will do it ever again. Like you said that about Schumacher, but still, I don't see it happening, to be fair.
I think Verstappen will win a few, but I don't think he'll get that close. He may win 3 or 4.
Yeah, but
I've
not
already said that because of his talent, he will get to 3 or 4 titles. I've never denied that. I've never denied he can win multiple championships, right, with Verstappen.
Yeah.
I've never denied that. As much as I hate him, I cannot sit there and hate someone that much to say, oh, he's not going to get it, because I'll be lying to myself. I'm not being an F1 fan, right? Unlike these fucking idiots on Twitter, right, that say, oh, Hamilton's done nothing, he's done this, he's done that. Shut up, right? You can't ever say that. Same with George Russell or Norris or anything like that. They've got the talent to do it, but I don't see him doing it 7 times. No.
Yeah, I mean, Twitter is the most idiotic place of mankind. Let's be honest.
Yeah, especially in this era now. Especially now we've moved into this era of Formula One, where F1 is not seen to just let the teams be as far away from each other as possible. Like, you have the front runners and then they're about 2 seconds away from the midfield, like they've been before. Yeah, you've had one team clearly in front. Where they're now focusing on bringing the pack together, so there's multiple teams in a chance to win the title, if you know what I mean. So in that era, you're always going to see one team do it, and then the next team do it, and then the next team do it, as the drivers now have the green light for their formation lap.
Yes.
The formation lap. Oh, by the way, guys, I've added some new flags for this overlay. I've added some new flags. So we have...
Feisty.
I know. We have the blue flag, blue flag, blue flag. Blue flag, blue flag, blue flag. Might see a lot of that. We have the black and orange flag. Now, the black and orange flag means stands for if someone has so significant damage that they cannot continue. If they've got something hanging off the car that is a danger to other drivers, if it falls off, they must pit to have that damage removed straight away. If you get a black and orange flag because of that, because you've got something hanging off into your car, you have to pit straight away within 3 laps, I believe. And then you have the all orange. I have an all orange flag, which comes up on the side of the driver. Now, this ain't actually a flag, but you see it on the actual screen next to a driver. It's in orange with a magnifying glass, right, to show that someone is being investigated by the stewards for a racing incident.
Mm-hmm.
So those are the new overlay flags we've got, and I'm looking at other flags to see if there's any ones that are realistically we can do. So if there's one going off every 2 seconds, we can't keep doing it every single fucking second. You know what I mean?
Like a white flag, maybe. Like, it's not a common flag, but
big up Solo, big up Steven and Tycho. If I get your you got his name right, man. What? Orange. No, Luca. It's not about the orange being better, mate. It's about what flag it is. If it's a drive on investigation, then you put the orange flag up. Then you put the orange overlay up. It's only if someone's being investigated. It's not actually a flag.
Alright. And remember,
So
guys,
there you go. You see Leclerc being in 19th with Tsunoda in 20th after their 2 engine penalties.
Yep.
So as they line up on the grid now, we're going to get... I'm actually going to use that little clip this time.
Yeah?
I'm going to use the clip this time.
Oh. You did last week as well.
So, green flag is being waved at the back. 1 light, 2 light, 3 lights, 4 lights, 5 lights.
It's lights out. And away we go.
Good start by Verstappen and a good start by Alonso. Hamilton's under pressure from Sainz, who holds his position. Hamilton will hold his position from Magnussen.
Go on, Sainz.
But importantly, Alonso stays ahead of Magnussen. Hamilton being squeezed by Norris, who just squeezed. They just squeezed.
Jesus Christ.
Might avoid each other. Hamilton really squeezing that Haas out the way. He will not let him through. Nearly took each other out there, but Hamilton held his nerve. You're not going to push a 7-time world champion off that easily. So it's Verstappen, then it's Alonso, then it's Sainz, then it's Hamilton, then it's Magnussen. So Magnussen didn't do to what he did to Hamilton in Spain. Right? Fair play to him. Then it's Ocon, then it's Schumacher. No, then it's Russell down the inside of Schumacher at the hairpin and gets the move done. So Russell's moving himself up to 7th position. Great overtake. Ricciardo 9th. Gilles 10th. Bottas 11th. Perez has gone up a place to 12th. As we see Ricciardo being pressured by Gilles. So far, so good. Well, hang on. Perez has just been... I think Bottas has got a problem.
No, not already.
Bottas has just lost 2 places on the straight. I think he might have a problem.
He did.
He might have a problem.
And he was on the side of everyone. Yes, Leclerc overtaking Gasly.
Lewis will not win. Not with that pig of a car. The car's not good enough. If they sort the porpoising out, they've got a car that can actually go back to challenging Red Bull and is that a little bit of damage on Magnussen's car? Look at that. The front wing's actually hanging off. Maybe he did hit Hamilton.
Yeah.
So Hamilton got away with that with his tyre. See, that's Magnussen again, right? It's the 2nd time he's just decided I'm going to run into Hamilton. But you can see that Hamilton hasn't got the pace because of the porpoising issue. If they get rid of this porpoising, if they actually develop this porpoising, if they develop this car to get rid of the porpoising, right, problem, they'd have a car that could challenge Ferrari and Red Bull, but they don't.
Yeah.
The first updates they brought were little aero parts, and I'm like, that's not the problem with the car. Why are you not solving the actual issues? That's what was really winding me up about fucking Mercedes, and it's getting me to a point. It's like, well, if you're not going to actually solve the issue this season, why don't you just use this as a test car and for next season, and use it to develop next season? Because the rules are going to be the same, right? With a little tiny adaptations here or there. Yeah, he did hit him. Magnussen will not back off, will he? He was never going to go around the outside of Hamilton. Look, he's never going around the outside of Hamilton. What is he doing? At what point did you ever think you were doing that? So he goes, Bottas, no, Bottas just got it wrong, that's why. He ran wide, that's why. He ran wide off the runoff here and had to go past the bollard. So Sainz gets past Alonso into 2nd place. A crucial move. That is a crucial move. Sainz now has to get after Max Verstappen now. And look, Hamilton's following him. Hamilton's now on the trying to get on Alonso's case. Come on, Hamilton! Yes! Get in there, my guy. My guy.
Another overtake. Magnus on the radio. Wing damage, but there's very little effect. Ocon on the radio.
Yeah, I'm going to get on the radio now. I'm going to get... Right, so here's the radio as we speak. Sergio Perez.
The car in front, Joe. Car behind, Alex.
Just let
Nice
him...
and disciplined.
Yuki Tsunoda.
Right one, that was not working.
Copy, offset 1.
Oh, he's having problems with the car already. Let me just repeat that.
Right one, that was not working.
Copy.
Did he say battery power button?
I heard brake front pedal or something. I don't know.
It said something button. I can't remember exactly what... I couldn't say exactly what it was.
Repeat it one more time.
So, I might do. Yeah, I might do. Let me see if I've got time. I might do it one more time. Yeah, I'll do it one more time. Right. Just get
Copy,
through.
offset 1.
Right one, that was not working.
Did you get that?
No,
No.
I can't hear it.
My bad. If anyone got that, please do message us. MotoGB, Vamos, Carlos, big up. Hamilton still can't win. He's not going to win the championship this season. I've already said that. He's not winning the championship. Luca, right? Why is it everyone thinks because he's not winning the championship, he's shit? You can only win the championship if your car's good. And that counts for any driver. So don't sit there and say it's all about the car then, right? Because that's the same for any other driver. You have to have a good car to win the championship. Otherwise, right? That's why it's a team sport. You have to, that's why otherwise Carlos Sainz could be at the back of the grid but still have a chance to win the race if it was all about the driver. If it was all about the driver, then you'd have Russell up there, Norris up there, Verstappen up there. Hamilton would be at the front because he is the ultimate driver out of the whole lot. And
front left graining, no way.
That's the problem. That's the problem with this. I told you with the because all the rubber's been washed away. There's going to be excess tire degradation and graining on these tires, and that's why
At
he's
least
not
it
pulling
takes the
away.
fastest lap.
Look, he's not pulling away from. I needed to pull away from Alonso. If he pulls away from Alonso, then Hamilton can use that thing to the DRS to get past him. I'm not talking football on F1. I know he's a jerk, but we all know he's a joke. He's been a joke for ages, but I'm not saying anything else. Right? We'll talk about him on the Arthur Gossagon tomorrow.
Right, what
So
happened with
Joe gets past the, I think it was Ricciardo. Then look at that, Russell down the inside of Magnussen. Russell, can you just finish fourth, please?
But then he'll have to overtake Hamilton in this case.
Black and white flag. Do you know what? That's another one.
Oh, for Bottas. Yeah, I said that.
But we can change that, couldn't we? We can change the checker flag for that, couldn't we?
Yeah, Sainz with another fastest lap, but he's still not really chasing Verstappen. He's still
I might just
2.7. Yeah,
I'll just change the lettering on it. I'll make another copy of it and just change the lettering.
yeah.
So actually, I'll do that. I can do that now. Well, to be fair, you know what? You can do it whilst doing this. To be fair, make a copy.
Sainz is faster than Verstappen, but it seems like he's still not chasing him. What happened with Gasly here? Whoa. That was close there.
That was very close. Very, very close. So Magnussen now being chased by Ocon. Yeah, I didn't think Haas were going to keep this pace up. Because the reason they've got 5th and 6th in qualifying is because of the wet weather. Right? Because in the wet rain, in the rain, it's mostly about it's mostly about
And that's managing into the pits.
it's more about the driver and the skill than it's more about driver skill than it is about what am I supposed to say?
In the car.
In the car, because
very slow pit stop for Magnussen there. 17.5, that is very slow.
So I put black and white flag, driver warning. Is that a good example?
Yeah. That's like, yeah.
It is a
That's
warning
good.
for a driver because it couldn't be just for track limits. It could be for anything.
Yeah.
Right. So there we go. I'm putting that down there.
Come on, Sainz.
Oh, who's that? Perez. Perez is out. Perez is out. Perez is struggling. He's got no power. Hey, see, what did I tell you? This is going to happen to other teams as well, mate. Like, I won't be so panicked about fucking Ferrari all the time. But
that's him gone.
This is them being new. Look, yellow flag. This is probably going to lead to a safety car.
Motor problems, engine problems.
Double wave yellows at the minute. Double waved yellows.
It might be the gear shift.
Virtual safety car deployed. Now, some teams could pit now and the reason I say they'll pit now, because under a virtual safety car, because drivers are not going so fast and not going flat out on circuit, it means you can gain more time. Because they're not going flat out on circuit, it means it's taking more time for them to close the gap on drivers that are trying to make their pit stops, which effectively means you gain more, you lose less time in the pits, right, than you do if you made a full pit stop, because drivers are making pit stops, time lost under the safety car, 9.5 seconds. So you basically gain 9 seconds on them if you're in front. Pedal's not working. Thank you for the update. How is everyone? Yeah, the pedal's not working, man. So there you go. Max is going to pit. I would think Sainz would pit as well. No, Sainz is not. Sainz has gone straight on. Hamilton's in the pits.
How in the hell did Verstappen gain 3 seconds on Sainz during that period of yellow flags?
Yeah, that's what I don't understand. It depends on, because you have to. It's down to the driver to stick to the limit, and sometimes it could be very easy to drop below the limit. So Hamilton comes back out and he gets a car in front of the Haas. Yeah! So he's just behind Ocon. Right, Russell stays out. Yes, mates. In work, so I can't watch the base. Big up Samuel. Pew TV. I'm sorry if I've said that wrong, mate, by the way. I'm going to just say Samuel, mate. But big up to you. It looks like you've got a YouTube channel as well. So if people haven't, go subscribe to his YouTube channel, as well as MotoGP Adam as well, who does his MotoGP sport. So Lewis Hamilton on the radio. Oh, I didn't hear it. Sorry, my bad. Here you go.
So main losses: braking turn 8, braking turn 13, then mid-speed.
Which video was that?
Hamilton. Oh no. How can you not tell? It's safety car ending. Safety car ending. So 3, 2, 1. Track clear. Track is clear.
Perez's problem was a transmission failure for Perez.
It was a transmission failure. That's why there was a problem with the pedal. So that'll be a problem with the loud pedal. And I mean loud pedal, I mean the accelerator pedal. We say
Yeah.
loud pedal because it creates a lot of noise, as you would expect. So there we are. I've just created that.
Come on, Carlos.
So Carlos Sainz takes the lead. So he'll try and stick to his original game plan. Because like I said, it is a bit early to make that first pit stop. So I'm suggesting these teams are going to pit again. But they will waste less time. But Hamilton will need to get past Ocon straight away. Right. There you go. Go on, Lewis. Go on, Lewis. He goes with room on Ocon. Get any outside of him. Yeah. Go on, Lewis.
Way faster
Yes,
than Ocon there.
Lewis. He's up to 5th. That is why he's a legend. That is why he is the legend. He is the legend. They say he is a legend. Oh,
The car in front, Joe.
oh, that was earlier. So there was no radio for him on that one. Carlos Sainz.
Try to focus on turn 7. Don't overstress the fronts there, where you were.
Right, there you go. So I'm going to give you the order as it stands. So with Carlos at the front, Alonso, then Max, then George, then Ocon. Then it's Hamilton, Schumacher, Zhou, Ricciardo, Albon, Bottas, Norris, Leclerc, Stroll, Tsunoda. Magnussen's had to make that nose change. Vettel, Gasly, Latifi, and then Perez, who's now retired from the race.
Zhou chasing after Schumacher.
So that might mean Perez might need to take an engine penalty at some point.
Yeah. Nice.
Evening, lads.
Like,
What happened in the earlier stages of Grand Prix? So everyone retained their position. Perez had gained 1. Leclerc's moved his way up the field. Magnussen just tagged Lewis's wheel at the at turn 3, but didn't lead to a puncture, but damage on his own front wing, which serves him right after what he also did in Spain to him. And then and then obviously Perez had a problem with his car. With the transmission, meant that he couldn't use the loud pedal. We've been on Rich Sports channel together. I have, mate. Sorry, I'm on so many channels. I go on so many other channels as well, and meet so many people that I forget. I honestly, and if I have forgot, I really do apologize, mate. I honestly do. My memory is like a sieve. Since I've had like the ankylopathy, which is now sorted, but obviously with my health is also as well. Leclerc's got past as Leclerc passes Norris. Yeah, I've had problems like I've had problems with like my memory for that long a time. So it's not just previously I have ankylopathy. I've had ankylopathy before my last transplant as well. So it does have an effect on your memory, mate. So if I've been on your channel, on the same channel, on the same stream as you, and I've forgot, I do apologise. But thanks for tuning in. I really do appreciate it. Anyone who hasn't subscribed and wants to follow Formula One and learn everything about it, subscribe to the channel right now. We've gone over 100. We're on our way to 200. This is the best place you can get to learn more about Formula One, because I am like an encyclopedia. When it comes to F1 knowledge, my F1 knowledge is far superior than my football knowledge, which it ain't bad. Like, to be fair, unlike some people, I actually know some of I know my shit when it comes to football, but F1, mate,
That's
I
right.
could tell you
That's
every.
where it's
I could tell you every F1 channel as the Leclerc now. I could tell you. I could tell you exactly F1 every F1 channel, every F1 champion since 1950, and Theo can back me up on that one.
That's the best. I didn't know you were Vettel. Since when?
Wait, you see me do it?
Yeah, you have, but could you actually do it in order, like Vettel?
I did, didn't I? I did the other day. I did it about 2 months back, didn't I?
But wasn't that just the champions normally just without order?
No, it was in order. I had to do
Ah.
it in order, otherwise I forget.
Yeah.
Because you get a rhythm as well.
Yeah.
Max Verstappen on the back of Alonso. This will be for second place. Gets to the
Come on,
US
Alonso.
Open. Oh yeah, you hang on. Hold on a second. You don't.
Fuck
you
off.
put so much. You put so much fight against that, like Hamilton last season in Hungary. But when it comes to this, when it comes to Max, right, in this Grand Prix, right, you hardly put up a fight. I've also seen you do it this season with Hamilton, but when it comes to this Grand Prix, you hardly put any fight whatsoever. Come on, man. Like, seriously. Carlos, why is this guy always on the pit wall? Who's that? Who's that? Which one are you talking about? Anyway, so Leclerc now trying to chase down Bottas, who's chasing down Albon. So he might get stuck in a DRS train if he's not careful. But he should have the pace in that Ferrari to do it. As Verstappen sets the fastest first sector. So he's got genuine pace in that car. But he doesn't want to push those tyres too long. I'm sure he's thinking about trying to get these tyres to the end. Like, because... Like, I'm sure Hamilton will be wanting to pit again. So he needs to close up on Russell, who needs to close up on Alonso. Right, see what Leclerc can do here. What can he do here? He needs to get past. He's a bit far behind. He's a bit too far behind to make an effective pass there. Bottas, though, will hopefully get past the Albon. He should do. No, he doesn't. Albon makes a good, effective defense. This is good defensive driving by Albon. But Bottas needs to get the move done. It doesn't. Albon can stay ahead another lap. This is not helping Leclerc's chances of trying to get in points and maybe on the podium, which we all expect him to try and do. Where do you think... I would like our people to... I want to ask people in the chat, where do you think Leclerc could finish this in this Grand Prix? I'm saying top 5. If he can keep up the overtakes, he could possibly get top 5, which could really limit the damage. Didn't they take a whole parry in it, or only 4 components?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Leclerc didn't take a full engine penalty, just a few components.
Why didn't they just take the whole penalty? All of it. If you're going to get a penalty, right, it only relegates... They can't give you more of a penalty only just by... Like, if you only get certain... And Bottas just squeezes in front of Albon, and now he's out of shape, and Leclerc will make a good opportunity to get past him on the main straight, and gets past him. So Leclerc benefits from that, and he's up to 11th. So there we are.
One more spot for the points, come on.
Look, what I'm saying here is that, and don't forget, Alfa Romeo can be tricky to overtake. He's got good pace in that. Right? But the Ferrari should be far superior. The reason I ask, right, and I ask this, right, simply because of this, right?
Yeah.
Is that if you're going to take a penalty that's going to put you at the back of the grid, which is taking 4 components, knowing that you can't get penalised anymore but then only being put at the back of the grid, yeah. Why don't you take a full engine? Why don't you just take a full engine? Why don't you just take all the components? Why don't you just take all the components of the whole 6? That's what I think Mercedes did in Brazil, didn't they? They took the whole lot.
They did. It's a Ferrari moment, mate.
I don't get it. Why don't you just take, if you're going to take a penalty, for engine components, which is going to put you at the back of the grid and no further penalties after that, I would take all 6 components. Because if they said to cut costs, and I'm like, we're in Formula 1. Right? We're in Formula 1. Right? If we can't afford to pay an extra 2 components, we shouldn't be racing. Oh, look at this. It's now... who's this? It's the Alfa Romeo João on Mick Schumacher. Schumacher swerves very violently, and João had to just touch the grass, but João gets past. Oh, Schumacher's gone straight on. Schumacher's gone straight on. Yellow flag.
No, Mick. Not. Oh
Mick.
No,
Mick.
Does he not want to get points?
Mick.
No, Mick.
You're taking the Mick, aren't you?
Fucking hell, Stephen. For fuck's sake. That got me.
I had to say it, man. I had to say it. Oh, and Russell Pitts, Hamilton would get in front of him. Now Hamilton needs to build the gap. And look at the gap that fucking Russell's got here. And it's a virtual safety car. So
man, Mick is so unlucky, dude.
Hamilton will want to pit straight away.
Yes, Leclerc into 8th because he pitted earlier. Oh no, Leclerc hasn't pitted yet. He started on the outs.
Hang on, the pit isn't the pit strategy.
What's that? Oh, slow pit stop for Norris there. Slow pit stop for Lando Norris.
So the actual pit stop is 20 for the quickest lap time. Quickest pit stop is on lap 20. So surely Sainz will want to pit under the safety car. Sainz could get in the lead here.
Come on, Sainz, please pit.
He's got to pit. He's got to pit now.
Let's see what Mick does.
They've got to pit.
Yeah. Also engine problems.
The
same as Perez, I think.
Well.
Oh, for fuck's sake, not another Ferrari car out.
Esteban Ocon.
Yes, Sainz has pitted. Sainz has
pitted. Where's he going to come out?
He's already behind.
Alonso
and
behind.
Sainz.
Oh, I nearly got past. Oh, Hamilton nearly got past him. If Hamilton got past him, mate, I would have been like that. Yeah, boy. It would probably last about 5 minutes. And the green light is on. Mick Schumacher.
Sorry, man. You were on it.
Oh, he's not a happy bunny. He's not.
Man, the green light was activated while Sainz was in the pits. This is rigged.
Mick has just told the team they're pricks. Go on, Lewis. Go on, Lewis. Go on, Lewis.
No.
Go on, Lewis.
No.
Get after him.
No.
Go on, Lewis.
No. Nope. Come on, Sainz, get that DRS of Alonso, please.
No, this might work out for Sainz because Verstappen's got to build a gap.
Well, yeah, but he's still behind now.
That car's just not quick enough. Ah.
Come on, Leclerc. Yes, get past Bottas. Lovely stuff, Charles. And up
Charles
to
gets
7th
past
now.
Bottas for 7th. So Leclerc's now up to 7th. Oh, where did my watch along from go? There it is. Sorry. There it is. My bad. No one's been actual lapped yet.
Nope.
No, they're too far away from each other.
Go on, Sainz, get past. Get past Alonso, come on. Are you gonna defend? Are you gonna let Sainz pass as well, Alonso? Are you gonna let him pass easily as well?
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he is. There he is. There he goes. And then Hamilton's going to get banned. Let's go, boy.
No, but Alonso won't let Hamilton pass easily on the straight.
Yeah, he will.
He'll defend him easily.
If he is, I'm going to kill him.
Well, let's not be that dramatic. Fuck's sake, now Verstappen has a gap of 10 seconds, man.
No, but he's still got a pit. He's still got to pit a second time. Oh, Norris had to wait.
Double stack.
Double stack.
It wasn't that bad of
It didn't work out very well.
Oh, the front right just messed up, man.
Right, George Russell on the radio.
So race situation.
Oh, and the front
Alonso,
left.
Sainz and
Hang
Lewis
on,
together,
hang on.
10 seconds ahead of you. Sainz on
I've
an
got to
outlet
repeat
on
that
hard. So race situation. Alonso, Sainz and Lewis together, 10 seconds ahead of you. Sainz on an outlet on hard.
Right, there you go. Right, just remember if I play radio, just stop for 2 seconds. Well, I'll just do it because otherwise it's no point in doing it. So yeah, as you can see, no one's been lapped yet because if you can tell by the gaps, everyone's sitting on 118s and no one's got to 118 yet. Hamilton's passed! Yeah! Hamilton's on the podium! Yes! Let's go! Let's go! Now I just need Sainz and Verstappen to retire. If Sainz and Verstappen retire, I'm going to go nuts. I am going to go nuts.
I don't think so.
I am going to have the time of my life. And I'm going to it's Hamilton, it's Hammer time in Canada once again. Right? Hamilton dominates Hamilton wins in Canada again. Please, Verstappen, Sainz. Please retire. Please. Please. Or just take it or hit each other. I don't care. Either one.
I can't wait for the F1 fans on Twitter to go like, oh, lucky win for Hamilton again. Boo.
Yeah, over like that. Who gives a fuck? You make your own luck in Formula 1. You make your own luck. And after the shit start he's had, he deserves some luck. After what that team served him in terms of a car, and do you know what? Do you know who that will really piss off? Christian Horner. That'll really piss him off. It really would. It's because they had that issue with the pub. It's because they changed that technical directive. No. Grand New Joe on the radio. Oh, sorry, it didn't.
Come on,
Hang on. Let me try it again.
We don't have enough speed.
You're doing very good, Joe. Keep pressure high. Just keep pressure high.
There you go. Look, and there you can see Hamilton getting past Alonso on the back straight. So, the updated timing screens for you guys. The live leaderboard after these 2 safety car incidents. Verstappen first, Sainz second, Hamilton third, Alonso fourth, Russell fifth, Ocon sixth, Charles Leclerc seventh, Bottas 8th, Stroll 9th, and Gilles takes up the last points-paying position. And games SC, if you're still watching, the top 10 get points. 10th gets 1, 9th gets 2, Bottas in 8th gets 4, Charles Leclerc 6 gets 6, Ocon gets 8, George Russell gets 10, Alonso gets 12, Hamilton gets 15, Sainz gets 18, Max Verstappen gets 25. In the old days, before 2010, before these ones were introduced, it was the top 8, where Max gets 10, Carlos would have got 8 back in. This was before 2010 when they introduced an all-point system. So Sainz would have got 8, Hamilton would have got 6, Fernando would have got 5, Russell would have got 4, Ocon would have got 3, Charles Leclerc would have got 2, and Bottas 1. And in the really old days, it would have been 10 points for Verstappen, 6 points for Sainz, 4 points for Hamilton, 3 points Alonso, 2 points Russell, and 1 point Ocon. And in the really, really, really old days, it would have just been 8 points for Verstappen, not 10. And that was back when that was the really old days. But since 2010, it's been this new paying position of 25 Verstappen, 18. Second gets 18. Second place gets 18 points. Third gets 15 points. Fourth gets 12. Fifth gets 10. Sixth gets 8. Seventh gets 6. Eighth gets 4. Ninth gets 2 points. And Zhao in the last paying position gets 1. Then Tsunoda, Ricciardo, Gasly, Vettel, Magnussen, Albon, Norris, Latifi, Schumacher, and Perez both retired. And we are so close of Latifi being the first driver to be lapped. Sorry, but I had to explain that to anyone who's new to the sport. And we're going to quickly get Fernando Alonso on the radio.
Okay, mate, so we'd like to extend the stint as long as we can, so keep us posted on how the tyres are.
Graining.
Copy.
The front especially.
So people complain about graining already. From Pirelli Motorsport on Twitter, hashtag 75 Aston Martin F1 is the only driver to have stopped twice. 4 drivers are still to stop at all, including Charles Leclerc, who is now P7. Hashtag Canadian Grand Prix. I didn't know they put 75. So it might be the same for I don't know how to do that. Might do a video on the basis. Yeah, mate, if you're doing MotoGP, don't think about it. Do it, man. Just do it. Especially if you're doing MotoGP and you need people to come in and watch, especially people who haven't seen it before, like myself. That's what you should do. You should do that. You know, because you need to. You need if you want to get people that are brand new to watch your channel, right, and encourage people to watch the sport. You need to show them the basics. It's like Games SC came in, he doesn't know much about F1, so I was trying. That's why I explained the points paying system and everything like that through the basics. And Alonso's been told to box. Right, box means pit stop. It makes a very clear signal rather than just saying pit. So there you go. Alonso's pitted. Right, and the word box for pit stops means box and stop. A German term for where it used to be a box from where they used to do their pit stops in. And they used to work from to do their pit stops. See? Back in the 1900s, that came from. See, that word came from the 1900s, box and stop. It's a German term where they used to work in little boxes, like box-like shaped pits, where they to do their pit stops. See, even I know that sort of shit. Random shit. So Leclerc's still on the hard tire.
He's saying he doesn't have grip.
He doesn't have grip. I wouldn't be surprised. He's 30 laps into this race with a green track that's causing a lot of graining for all the tyres, right?
Yeah.
And these tyres are getting old now. This is why when they said the best pit stop is lap 22, I didn't quite believe it, because that's a long way to go, right? Because that's a long way to go to do another 48 laps on those tyres.
Yeah, he just can't change the Alpine there.
That's why loads of people are going to end up pitting again. Russell will pit again. So will Hamilton. I think
Maybe Sainz could finish the race and then win.
I think everyone's going to have to pit again.
The only one on the mediums right now is Lando Norris. He'll definitely have to pit again.
But because of the graining, I think everyone will.
Yeah.
Because I think when they came up with those suggested pit stop strategies, it was back over practice where some of it was dry, so they were rubbing in the circuit. But because we had rain in qualifying, it's completely made a green circuit, which means graining is becoming a problem, right? And a lack of grip. Because you need, the more rubber you lay down, then that's where you get more grip. And it also gives the tyre like the right operating window to work from. If it's on a green track where it's more slippery, they're sliding around a lot more, right? Which you can't see a lot of, but you can as a driver feel the sliding because the lack of grip just generally on circuit, which then causes the tyre to overheat because you're sliding rather than just, if you're rubbered in, sticking like glue on the road, which is what you would do if the track was rubbered in. And the Canadian Grand Prix, don't forget as well, it's not used a lot, right? Whereas like Silverstone, it's used for other formulas. So even if you have that rain, you still have like a bed of rubber that's laid in, right?
Mm-hmm.
And even though most of it's washed away in a storm, there's still a bit of it there. Most of it, like, is hardly used at all in Canada. So the only time it gets rubbered down is when F1 comes along, because it's hardly used after that. That's why in 2009 they didn't do Canadian Grand Prix. They had to sort out the state of the circuit because it was breaking up, because it was never used, hardly used, because of the harsh conditions it produces in Canada. And plus also, if you had that wet weather in qualifying, right, we wouldn't have so much graining. If it was in say British Grand Prix, we wouldn't have so much of this problem, as Leclerc gets extremely close to number 31 of Alpine, which is Ocon, right? It wouldn't have so much of this problem if it was the British Grand Prix, right? Because even after qualifying, where it's been a washout, the next day where it's bone dry, you have the other formulas. There's no other formulas coming in. You don't have the support races of F2 and F3 and also the Porsche Carrera Cup, right, that come along as well as part of the Grand Prix weekend. So when you go to the British Grand Prix, for example, there's also the other races where you can get down to sit and watch. Yeah, right. Whereas if you're doing just Canada, you don't have those other support races because they don't have the logistics for F2 and to fly F2 all the way to, I don't know why they don't ever select Canada as a place to go to for support races. Right, they only have a certain number of the circuits that they go to. Right, so that's why you don't see the support races there, which means the only time it gets rubbered down is when the F1 cars go on it. So this is why we've got the problem with the graining. Yeah, if there's a British Grand Prix, some of the support races will all be raced before the Grand Prix start in between the qualifying and the race start, so then someone of the rubber would have laid down because they also have Pirelli tyres as well.
Mm-hmm.
So you have the same sort of tyre, which helps even more. So, Max Verstappen in first position. I'm just hoping he does what Schumacher and Damon Hill does, and he's feel like he's losing the grip as well. I hope he does like similar to what all F1 champions do, which is stick it in that wall at the end. Not to harm himself. I don't want him hurt, obviously, but it's a tradition that all the F1 champions at some point hit that wall, the wall of champions. So Vettel's hit it, but then again, Vettel hit it. Yeah, Vettel's hit it after being a world champion. So there you go.
That's Hamilton.
Yeah, I think he scraped it once, but I think that's before. I think that's before he became world champion, though. I think it was before he became world champion. 2007, I think it was.
But he still won in 2007, so.
No, he didn't. He won it in 2008. He should have won it in 2007.
Yeah, he won the championship in 2008, but I mean, he won the race.
Oh, yeah, he won the Grand Prix. Yeah, he should have won in 2007, to be fair. I think he was the best driver, he was the most consistent and best driver in 2007. He was always on the podium until Nürburgring. Until the Grand Prix at Nürburgring, he was always on the... so, let me put that...
Oh, that's heavy on the curbs, Carlos. That's very heavy on the curbs.
Heavy on the curbs. He's got to be careful because you can damage the floor, which is what they don't want. You damage the floor, you wreck all the downforce.
Yeah,
so the Nürburgring, the European Grand Prix was the 10th race of the season in that season, right? And the 17th Grand Prix is the last Grand Prix, so only had 17 back then. So this shows how much the championship's grown, right? So between 7 and 8, so after 7, 1. So yeah, in between the British Grand Prix and the European Grand Prix would have been, between the French Grand Prix and the British Grand Prix would have been halfway, right? So, and he was still either finishing in the top 3 in every single one of those races. Let me see, the British Grand Prix, yeah, he finished...
And of course, in 2007, you had that Chinese Grand Prix, which didn't go very well for Lewis.
Yeah, but he still should have won it in Brazil, but because of reliability, early on in the race, which meant he had to change the complete settings of his transmission to get it working again, it meant he dropped into the back of the field. Otherwise, he would have won that championship with a 3-point gap. So everyone's saying it was he cost himself in Shanghai. No, the team kept him out for far too long, which delaminated his tyres. So that's a team decision, right? And B, right, it was down to the team for producing an unreliable car for Brazil because they had that setting issue. If they didn't have the setting issue, right, if the team didn't have that setting issue, right, like the reliability they had in 2012, where they should have won it with Hamilton as well, right? If Hamilton had a reliable car, as well as if that car was reliable, he would have won it in 2012 as well, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, he could have quite easily won 8 and 9, and in 2021, he should have won right at the end anyway, because despite what people say about Max leading the championship for so long and this, that, and all the other, in the end, it meant nothing because they were at level of points. So they were both equal to each other by the time we got to our last race, right? So it was whoever who had the nerve in that last race, and Hamilton had the nerve. It's just that he got stitched, right in the end.
Yes. Yeah.
So we could quite easily sit here and say Hamilton should be a 10-time world champion. But because of other people's mistakes, right, and fuck ups, he's only got 7. Which I'm not criticising him for, to be honest. I'm not saying that. But yeah. But 2007, out of the top 4 that should have won, that had a chance to win the title, he should have won it the most, because until the 10th race of the season, right, the European Grand Prix, right, the first 9 races, he finished on the podium every single time, with 2 of them being the top step, right? And then after the European Grand Prix, he then won Hungary after being stitched by his teammate in qualifying, right? 12.
Wait, I'm going to go to the toilet. I'll be right back.
Yeah. But yeah, 2007, but then the Hungarian Grand Prix, he got stitched, which I think he still got pole, didn't he? Pole position, despite getting stitched by his teammate, he still won. Right? And then, so yeah, so here we go. Here's his race record for that season. So round 1, 3rd, then 2nd, then 2nd, 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 1st in Canada, finished 1st in USA, 3rd, 9th in the Nürburgring, then 1st, then 5th in Turkey, 2nd in Italy, 4th in Belgium, 1st in Japan, retired in China, 7th in Brazil. Right, whereas everyone else, 5th, 8th, 4th, right, retired. So there you go. He was the most consistent, so he should have won in 2007. There you go. 17 cars should Latifi win. Let me have a look at the leaderboard.
Has anything happened?
So no, nothing's happened. So we're gonna get blue flags for it's now blue flags for Magnussen. So Magnussen's now being told to get out of the way of the Red Bull. So which he should and he would do now about. I'll let you know when he's done it. Because it still takes a bit of time for him to get there. If they do it around about 2 seconds away from him, he gets told. But it won't be until about 5/10 that he actually lets him through. So he will be up here for a couple of laps.
There still hasn't best Talkin yet.
Oh, I know one.
Come on, Leclerc, get past him. Sainz is ever so slowly getting close to Verstappen. It's like marginal. But,
Yeah,
like
I think Max is just managing it. To be fair.
Yeah. Go on, Charles, get past him. Come on, get him. Oh, crying out loud. The DRS seems to not have any effect almost.
Yeah,
Or at
I
least
think it's
not.
due to the fact that they don't rely on it so much in terms of downforce.
And it might just be that the tires are graining, like you said.
And also, yeah, the tyres probably are graining as well. Right, so Latifi's pitted.
Oh, the front right tire is having problems today with pit stops. The front right tire people are not doing well today. Russell sets up up of sector 1. Sainz is now in 5 seconds of Verstappen. 5.9 to be precise. Can Leclerc get ahead of Ocon this time? Please. DRS open. He's just too far away every time, man. Oh, he's going in. He's going in. Leclerc is going into the pits.
Yep, he's in the pits now.
Alright, come on. Good pit stop, please.
And one more overlay to this as well.
Ah, no! Come on, guys.
Yeah, he's alright. He's alright. He's alright. Could be worse. He's still got the pace to get back up.
Well, yeah, but now he's behind the fucking DRS
Right,
train.
so he's now past Magnussen, so we can bring that blue flag down now.
But he's behind the DRS train now, for crying out loud.
17 cars retire. My dad. It said, oh, with Latifi. Yeah. That's how bad he is, mate. Right, so... And there's one more overlay I want to show. Well, there's actually two. There's that one on transparent, done on transparent background for that, so I'm going to delete that one.
Verstappen says tires are really starting to drop.
Right. Need to... Just down.
Verstappen into the pits. Verstappen into the pits.
Told you he's got to pit again.
Right, let's
so
see
now,
what Sainz will do.
Sainz is on the same. Sainz is on the normal strategy, so Sainz can go to the end. So it's down to Verstappen to catch Sainz. Oh, come on, Lewis! Go 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 on, Lewis! Nah, you're not getting past Lewis on the outside. Yeah, Lewis.
Yes, Lewis. Come on, get him behind.
Make his life fucking hell. Make his life fucking hell. Treat him the way he treats you. Right? The way he treated you all last season. Treat him like it now, mate. Treat him like it now. Stick Helmut Marko up your ass, Max. And your dad. Right? Tell your dad to shut his gums. Right?
Of all things, his gums.
Oh, by the way, I want to show you the last two. Look, here's the two overlays I've done. Black and white flag, driver warning. New fastest lap. So if we can see a purple.
Keep him behind, Lewis. Keep him behind. Keep him behind. Keep him behind. No, he's close.
Nah, it's all right. We're getting back firmly back straight. Come on.
Fuck, why can't?
Oh, Hamilton's box.
Oh.
I'm sure Russell's gonna pit. Oh, please pit Russell again. I want Hamilton on the podium. Don't be dicks. Don't be dicks. If they keep Russell out, I'm gonna be fuming. I will. I'll be fuming. I'm like, why is he getting peripheral treatment? Hamilton's trying to develop the car. He's the leader. Right. He's done
Come on,
enough podiums.
Sainz. Come on, my boy.
Compared to Hamilton, Russell's had his fair share of podiums. Let Hamilton have one. It's his best opportunity in ages to get one. And Leclerc moves himself up into 10th place, back in the points.
Yes, Charles.
Right, let's see the current standings as they are. So it's Sainz first, Max Verstappen second, Russell third, Hamilton fourth, Ocon fifth, Alonso sixth, Bottas seventh, Stroll eighth, Joel ninth, Leclerc 10th, Tsunoda 11th, Ricciardo 12th, Vettel 13th, Magnussen 14th, Albon 15th, Gasly 16th, Norris 17th, 18th, Latifi, Mick Schumacher 19th, and Sergio Perez 20th. Let me go lap by lap commentary.
Verstappen is going to catch him, isn't he?
Nah, he won't. Max
He's already
Verstappen
second
radio.
though.
Wait.
Why did you make sure I end up front?
Didn't have the pace.
Oh, mate, you got past him anyway, so what you on about, for fuck's sake? Why is he bitching all the time? You know Max, you'll know you're faster than Hamilton anyway in a minute, because of how shit that Mercedes is. Right? And you just and by the end of your outlap, you've overtaken him again. So what are you bitching about? Stop your bitching and whining. And to be fair, actually, like, Sainz could actually pit right at the end to get a fresh set of boots, not leave to get a fresh set of softs, not be that far behind that he can then close up on him. Hamilton sets the fastest second sector. There you go. New fastest lap is a new fastest lap.
Oh, he keeps saying fastest laps.
My
Fuck.
Max. No. If do you know what I'd do? I'd box to put mediums on.
Sainz.
Or softs. Or fresh pair of softs. Put fresh pair of softs on.
I don't think softs will hold until the end.
It's got to try something. To be fair, it'd only have to last 22 laps. Wouldn't it? It'd only have to last 22 laps, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
I think it's worth the risk. If that gap drops any more to 7, if it drops about 7 seconds, I'd do it. Yeah, I'd stick a fresh bit of softs on and go for it. Sorry, Fernando Alonso on the radio.
Situation has stabilized. Let's keep doing what you're doing, please.
Yeah, but what are we doing? I mean, it's unbelievable. I'm losing seconds on the straight.
Right, as we were saying that, because was going to overtake Stroll, but Stroll's pitted from 8th position. That pit stop took a little bit longer than it's supposed to, that pit stop, so that's going to drop him back a bit. So
The pit stops are not looking good today.
Yeah, they haven't got very pit stops today. Mercedes have had decent ones, I believe.
Oh, of course. He's getting another purple lap. From Verstappen, man.
Come on, Sainz! Come on! Oh, come on! Oh, that could be it!
It's Tsunoda. Tsunoda's been it.
Put a pair of mediums on. Put a pair of softs on. Put a pair of yes, and make a pit stops today. Yes,
Safety car. Safety car.
Safety car. Oh, put a full set. He's got to put a set. He's got safety car deployed. Safety car deployed. I'll come in and put softs on, mate. Because the time that's cleared, he will make them last. Pit. You've got to pit. You've got to pit. You've got to pit and put a fresh set.
What has happened?
Oh, he's overdone that.
Locked up. No, Yuki, man.
Softs. No, not
Those are
hard.
softs. Oh my god, they put hards on. Are you fucking kidding me, Ferrari?
3.7.
They make me want to cry.
Where's Verstappen? Yeah, he's just gone past. Why not put softs on? By the time the safety car's cleared, it would have been only 18, 17 laps left. What's the point now? You just put yourself on the same tyre. You put yourself on the same tyre. You've basically leveraged yourself out on the competition. If you pit for mediums or softs, you've got a tyre advantage. I don't get that. Why? I would have done soft or mediums. He would have done soft or mediums. That's what I would have put on. Because in the 17 laps, you're telling me softs will go off in 17 laps. If you're saying that, I'm telling you, you're smoking something funny. Right?
Oh, we're stupid, man.
See, look, Alonso, straight to mediums. And Ocon.
Oh, why have they double stacked him? Poor Ocon. He's losing a lot of time because of that.
It's Alonso's missed out on time. See, they've gone on mediums. Well, I don't get it.
Crying out loud, man.
I don't get it.
We are such bottle jobs.
You're fighting this away, mate. Don't worry, mate. Look, like I said, look at the gap Hamilton had going into the British Grand Prix. Right? You remember Austria, where no matter what Mercedes did, they didn't have an answer? Yeah? Well, that Ferrari is not as bad as what that Mercedes was last season, yeah? At one point. At one point, Red Bull was so superior to Mercedes, yeah? Right? And it wasn't until those last upgrades that Mercedes put on the car, which were their last upgrades, which, by the way, they said Can I make a point as well? You remember when they said in Monaco we're saving money, and they would basically put James Allison away from the pit wall to back in the factory to focus on this car, yeah? Oh, look at that. That simple mistake. Right? You remember you remember when they said that in Monaco? Yeah?
Yeah.
So they've saved all that money, which if they spent it all like Red Bull did, we would have found out that they would have won that at a cruise. Yeah? They would have won that both championships at a cruise. Because if Hamilton could compete with him with half the money spent than what Red Bull has spent, it shows how shit Red Bull were in that season and how good fucking Mercedes were. Yeah? Right? The fact they were fighting with half the cash and still managed to get the constructor's title right ahead of them. Right? Okay. They've basically sacrificed Hamilton's driver's title, right, to save money for this car for fuck all. because they said they were saving that money so they could compete for the title next season, for this season, 2022, in the new era. So they've sacrificed that money and that title for Hamilton, that record-breaking title, for fuck all.
Yeah.
That's what's really pissing me off right now. Right? And can I make... look, like I said, they didn't have an answer, and they didn't have an answer until their last upgrades in Silverstone, right? And then look what happened in Silverstone. Right? Max didn't decided I'm not backing down. Right? I feel I can just I can just swipe across the front of him as usual, right? And he clipping Hamilton because Hamilton said I'm not being pushed around. So he hit him and put him in the wall, right? Which is just another racing incident. He then took a penalty and still won the Grand Prix and closed it, and he was back in the championship hunt again. Yeah? And then all of a sudden Red Bull had a massive shock, right, and started to fall apart. Yeah? That's all you need to do. It can if you're what is the gap now? Let's have a look at the gaps. Right. While we're doing this, by the way, guys, I'll quickly give you driver of the day. Let's hear your driver of the day. Do you know what? My driver of the day. Come on, load up.
There's a lot of good shouts here, to be honest.
I want to go for Hamilton, mate. Right, good overtakes. Got himself on the podium. If he gets a podium, I'll go for Hamilton.
Yeah. I want that fresh out.
Right, let's quickly have the constructor standings. So you're you're 80 points behind in the constructors, right? Where you can gain 43, maximum of 44 points. Yeah. You can gain maximum of 44 points per race, right? So that's the equivalent of just under 2 race wins, right? Which ain't impossible. Max is Max. Look, 10, 23, 4, and 6.
So that's Gasly.
So there you go. Look, so that's Gasly, Albon, Norris, and Latifi. So you don't know all the drivers' numbers. And so look, you're 20.
Too now.
Look, you're 21 points, but you're. No, you're not. You're 34 points. 34. You'd be 41 points behind going into the next race, right? If the same thing happens in Silverstone the next weekend, right? And Leclerc wins the Grand Prix, that goes from 40. That goes from 40. That goes from 41 points. $41 points. 25, 24 to take away from 40. 16 to 16 points. So you can get straight back in it. Don't worry, mate. Hi, Stephen. Sainz will win this now. Not quite. Hopefully, if he's got the fresher tyres. Hopefully. But there you go. So, yeah. At least he'll stop the run. Del Boy, big up yourself, mate. Big up yourself as well. Big up yourself. Hope you're well. Big up MotoGP Adam as well. Do smash a like on the video. Do subscribe if you are new. Our review for this show, for this Grand Prix, will be coming next weekend. As I say this, the safety car is going to end. Is going to end this lap. The safety car is in this lap. I need a. You mean a better logo?
Come on, Carlos. Come on. Let's get this. Let's get a race win. Come on. Let's go.
Come on, Sainz. You can do this. Russell, let Albon finish third for fuck's sake. Can Mercedes just let them hold station? Ocon and Alonso aren't going to challenge them, so please. Right, any minute now. And he's going to go right at the last minute.
Come on, Sainz.
And he's gone. He's gone. There he goes now. And Sainz has gone with him. Green flag. Green flag. Here we go. Racing back on. Sainz is straight with him as he go into turn one. Right. Hamilton with them as well. George Russell in fourth. Ocon fifth. Alonso sixth. Alonso will probably want to get him out of the way to try and get him and challenge him. Leclerc now up to seventh. This is exactly what Leclerc needed. This is exactly what Leclerc needed as well. Look.
Yeah, but last time we couldn't get
if he can get past the Alpines quickly, he could end up on the podium. Oh, that really pissed me off. After what Hamilton's done all weekend, this weekend.
I don't think he'll get it.
I don't think you'll get it.
Too much cars between third and seventh.
Oh, you never know, mate. You never know. It's still 15 laps to go.
True, but
if you can just dispatch one of them now on that DRS, it really would help. Yeah, Max is pulled away a little bit.
Come on. Why does he get away so easily, man?
I just think Verstappen's just that much quicker. You can push the car to its limits. There's certain drivers that can go to the limits of the car, and then there's some people that can just go push their luck and go beyond that limit and get away with it. And that means they can get the ultimate pace. Like a Hamilton, like a Verstappen, like a Leclerc, like a Jordan Russell.
And that's just not Sainz.
And then there's ones just above them. And then there's just ones like Bottas, Sainz, Alonso is one can push them just to beyond the limits, right? And there's ones like Ricciardo even, like Norris can push sometimes beyond the limits of the car, right? But Vettel used to do it once as well, didn't he? He used to be able to push it right to. But the last few years, he's got just old. He hasn't been able to get away with it. So maybe because he is getting old. But Hamilton's managed to get away with it because he's that good.
Singapore 2019 is a good example for Vettel, I guess.
Yeah, like Bahrain 2019, where he tried to overtake Hamilton and then spun. Well, Hamilton overtook him and he spun. New fastest lap. Carlos Sainz.
Come on, Carlos. Come on, my boy.
DRS is enabled by the stewards.
Come on.
So yeah, but yeah, drivers like Ricciardo, Manderson at times, in the cars he's been given, can go beyond the limits of the car, but not to the limit, not to the likes of Leclerc and that. So, yeah.
What happened to with Caue and Vettel, I think.
Yeah, but Zhao overtook him before he passed the line. After he passed the line, he can get alongside him as long as he don't pass gets him his nose in front. He's okay.
Go on, Sainz.
Go on, Sainz! Go on, Sainz!
Get him!
Go on!
Get on his back, come on.
Come on! Before people say, like, I used to be a Schumacher Ferrari fan, another fastest lap by Carlos Sainz.
I really hope Sainz can win this. I would be so happy for him.
I would be happy for him. It's yours. It's his first. It'd be his first win, isn't it?
Yeah.
His first ever career win. It's there for the taking. It's there for the taking. Your first Grand Prix win ever.
Push yourself to the limits. Push yourself to the max, man. To the max. See what I did there? We like some banter around here.
Turn your car up to the max. Go on.
Go on, get him on the straight then.
Nah, he's too far behind.
Yeah. Maybe at the World Champions. Leclerc gets past Alonso.
Come on, Sainz. Oh, really one in a wall.
That was close, man. Sainz, come on.
He's got the more at times you can do it, man.
Can someone like put a voodoo curse on Verstappen?
Can you see what happens if you put him on mediums?
Faster.
Do you see what would happen? Look, they did Leclerc on mediums. Look, if they put him on mediums, right, or even soft, he'd be past him by now. I'm telling you, he would be past him. He'd be past him. Oh, he's got a lot closer this time. He's a lot closer this time.
Go on, Carlos.
Well, he's a bit.
The exit is a bit.
Go on.
Nah, too far.
Go on. He could get him down the front straight here if he can get there. If they take each other out, I'm just going to jump off the ceiling. I will say that. If they do take each other out, which means Hamilton gets the lead, I'm going to go nuts.
I'd rather just Verstappen get out, really.
Oh, Leclerc went over the...
What the hell are we doing, man?
If they stop him on medium, Sainz will be passing by now. I wonder if that was his call to go on the softs, the hards.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Because they're a lot easier to control in terms of temperatures.
Verstappen is so good in the final chicane, man. He just doesn't get close to the wall at all.
It's because I think also Red Bull's got that faster. He's got that faster top speed. That top speed in that for Red Bull is quality. If they pressurize him into a mistake, then he's got a chance.
Lovely overtake there by Leclerc.
Sorry. I need.
Come on.
Further behind.
It's just not close enough every time. He needs to
That
really push it
hairpin
in.
is-
Like,
It's just the hairpin he's getting away.
yeah. And sector 2 is sector 2, I think, as well, a bit.
Hamilton should have enough gap to finish third. Unless Sainz tries and sends one, which means they end up hitting each other. Come on, Sainz, you're there. Victory's there. Oh no, he's actually put it away. Too deep.
And
He should have been on mediums, man.
why are our fucking strategists so dumb, man? Like, I don't understand it.
I didn't see the point in it. I was like, he's only had 6 laps on those tyres. What's the point?
Crying out loud.
Come on.
Nah, it's gone.
I think he's just like charging his battery for another attack and trying to stay in the 1 second window. I think that's what he's doing. I think he's just buying his tyre life, and he's also trying to save some battery because he's now closing up on him again. Just need to force him into mistakes, which you can do for Verstappen if you really push him that hard.
Ah.
He's still there.
Another
Another fastest lap. Number new fastest lap for Sainz, 1:15.7.
4 attempts now, but Max just keeps pulling away when there's no DRS for Sainz. The Red Bull car seems naturally faster, way faster than the Ferrari.
Incident after
Safety
the
car
race.
infringement.
So this Vettel will be under investigation for safety car infringement after the race, maybe speeding under the safety car.
Oh.
That's probably most likely, which means it's a slam dunk. That usually means it's about just get the Burnley defence to 2 foot all the cons. Yeah.
Is this gonna be another double? Is this gonna be another double point for? Oh, never mind. Vettel's. Never mind.
I think Leclerc is going to stick with fifth. Come on. I said top 5 for Leclerc. Didn't I?
At
who
least
had a
we
good race?
Do we even gain points on Red Bull now? I think I don't, right?
I would go. My driver of the day would go to. Put everyone in the chat. Put your driver of the day. Who do you think's been driver of the day? My driver of the day is going to go to Charles Leclerc. Well, I was going to put Hamilton, to be fair, for getting back on the podium after such a problem. He was making a gesture, I think, Sainz as well, just now. After having so many issues this season, I'm going to choose Hamilton. You know? I'm going to choose Hamilton. Yeah, I know I'm biased, but who cares? I think he's had a great race. And get himself on the podium, good on him.
1 lap remaining, Sainz. Come on, you have fresher tires.
Sometimes the strategy this season has gone against him with such safety cars and that, but this one hasn't.
Oh, I can hear Alonso talking. Like very, 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 very softly.
Very faint.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's alright, mate. They'd already hear that. If it's very, very quiet, then well. Come on, Sainz.
4 more laps. 4 laps to go.
He's got to do it. He's just got to send it.
Give it your all, son. Sainz does. He is faster, but he just can't catch up like it. He just can't catch up. I don't know what it is.
Max Verstappen just earlier. And it is 0.95. Well, he's just goes it to.
I didn't hear Verstappen's radio, by the way.
Pierre Gasly. Oh, sorry. You didn't hear that.
I was about to say.
Gap 0.95, only just has DRS. 8 laps to go after this one, Max.
I think he's going to give it a last massive attack now. I think this time he's going to be mad.
Left is the hotter side of the car. Front
Look, he's
left.
pushing. I think he's going to push really hard. He's going to absolutely floor it for this last few laps. He's going to absolutely floor it. He's going to give it every single thing he's got. All the battery power he's got. Everything is going to be put this output, this. And before people say how like it's such a, it's surely it's much easier now to catch up to these things. Like, look how hard it is to get round, like, and concentrate and make sure you get your braking right and get everything right. Like, look at that. He has closed the gap again. He's closed it even more now. He is giving it one last shot. Come on, Sainz. Turns into the hairpin at turn 11. Gets a good exit. He's got to get a good exit now. He's got to get it done. Is he going to get past him in his last couple of laps? He's closer than ever, 4 tenths. Right, so Sainz comes around turn 2. Come on, he's got it's on the penultimate lap now.
2 more laps to go. Come on, Carlos.
2 more laps to go. He's got to make it. I think he might send it on the last chicane. If he sends it at the last chicane and takes both of them out, I'm gonna be
I'm gonna be
gassed.
crying,
I'll be gassed.
honestly.
I would be gassed. Oh look, he's so much closer than ever.
Come on, Carlos.
Vamos, vamos, vamos!
Come on, please do it, please do it, please do it, please do it.
Oh, he's got that wrong. He went too deep.
Fuck.
He went a bit too deep into turn 11.
Final lap
really
to
caught him
do
up.
it, Carlos.
He's really
Final lap.
caught him up.
Final. Oh. Come
I'm
on.
saying he's going to get him on the last lap. Come on. Last lap. Come on.
Come on, Carlos.
Oh, he's struggling out of that corner.
No! Stop bothering Sainz.
The car's not getting.
Stop making mistakes.
No, he's not. The car's just running out of grip. He's pushing so hard. He can't push any harder.
It's gone.
No, he's run out.
Another win.
He's run out.
Fuck, man. What's the fucking point anymore?
It's alright, mate. It's still early in the season. You're making it sound like it's the last 2 races. It ain't.
But it's like 100 points now.
Mate, it's not. It can easily be turned around. As Max comes round to take the checker flag, right? He comes around to take the checker flag. Hamilton gets back on the podium. He's back on the podium after such a struggle this season. He's back on the podium. Alonso will just try and hold out for 7th place. Leclerc recovers to limit the damage in 5th. Russell 4th. Ocon 6th. Alonso 7th. Bottas 8th. Gilles 9th. Maybe I should have given it to Ocon, being able to overtake his teammate who started on the front row. Brilliant. If Ferrari, I know for a cert, if Ferrari pitted on the mediums, they would have been ahead of that Red Bull. They would have finished ahead of that Red Bull. Simple as that. They should have pitted him and put him on the mediums. Right. There was no point putting him on tyres that are only 6 laps younger than the driver in front. Max Verstappen gets lucky with another decision from from someone else's team, right, favouring him. Right. Simple as that, really. To be fair. 30th, 29th, 28th, 9 days. But yeah.
Sign for mediums. Fuck's sake, man.
I know. Look, but like I said, I've seen bigger gaps being dropped at this stage of the season. Trust me. Right? I remember Schumacher won the first 3 races, was about 30 odd points clear in 2000. Yeah. And back in those days, you only scored 10 points for a win, so that was a big deal, being that far ahead. Yeah. It took until Japan, the penultimate race, for him to secure that title. Right? So a lot can change in Formula 1. Sainz will take the fastest lap, though. He will take
I gotta give it to Sainz. I have got to give it to Carlos. He did really well.
He couldn't push any harder, mate. It was either his decision or the team's decision. Hamilton gets on the podium. So for people to say he hasn't got it, he hasn't. For some people to say he hasn't got it, he has. He's still got it. He's still fast enough. He just needs the right car. If you put Hamilton in that Red Bull or Ferrari, if you put Hamilton in that Ferrari, he would have overtaken Verstappen for me. I don't think even he would have overtaken Verstappen. I think it's the fact that the team did not give him the right tyres. Simple. You shouldn't give him tyres that are 6 laps younger than the driver in front on the same time. The only time where you can get a tyre advantage from that is if you pit and put on yellow or soft tyres. So Verstappen's victory, yes, he did well in the race, but he got lucky in that decision at the safety car for Ferrari not putting him on the right tyres. Simple as that. But Sainz, the win is coming. It is coming for him, right?
I hope so, man. I hope so.
He is quick enough, and if he just needs, I think first of all, Ferrari need to make more upgrades because they're not developing as quick as Red Bull. If they come up with a new massive package, I do believe of upgrades, which they tend to do in the British Grand Prix, then I tell you what, he will fly. They will fly away. Trust me. So, like I said, Tycho's, it's a long way to go.
Yeah, but the gap is now 49 points.
The reason Max is not jumping for joy right now like this is because it was sort of equivalent to that far ahead to Lewis before Hamilton made that almighty comeback in the second half of the season. Yeah? By the end of the first half of the season, by the time we got to the British Grand Prix, we all thought it was over. Everyone's like thinking it was Verstappen's to lose. And Hamilton came straight back in a car that wasn't as quick as him, as quick as Max throughout the whole season, and still managed to push him to the last race and equal on points. So for people are saying that he deserved this, down, or the other, by the end of it, like I said, they were level on points. So they both deserved it. So, like, there you go. So, like I said, long way to go yet. Long way to go yet. Still. But, yeah. Any other words before we wrap up?
All in all, it was a very good race. I think it was enjoyable.
I think it was an enjoyable race. Good overtakes. Safety cars and everything. Right, we come up with some new flags. The blue flag. So we now have. So look at the overlays I've got to do now for next weekend. I've got the normal ones for the race watch along. Right. Ones with the starting grid. Which I didn't put up in the end anyway. Right. Whoops. And then I've got this one, virtual safety car, red flag, green flag, blue flag, black and orange flag. Might need to adjust that a little bit. Orange flag. Weekend review. Adjust that a little bit as well. Wait to watch along there. There you go. Those are all the flags I've got to do. It's a lot of ones I need to do overnight. But yeah. I think it was an enjoyable race. I'm happy because Hamilton got on the podium. To be fair, I was thinking that Carlos and Sainz were going to hit each other at the end of that race, which meant it would have been Hamilton winning the Grand Prix. Not the way I would have wanted to win it, but I would have taken it, mate. I would have been jumping for joy because I'm shameless like that. But yeah, and yeah, man, it was just enjoyable weekend and enjoyable Grand Prix, mate. Right, very enjoyable Grand Prix to watch. So, but anyway, we're gonna wrap up there, mate. We're gonna wrap up there, guys. So, everyone that supports the channel, I big you up. We've reached over 100 subscribers. We're getting more, and I'm seeing more new faces coming to the chat as well. So big up anyone that's new. If you know anyone that supports F1, watches F1, please send them our way, right? Because the more people we want to connect to more people from Formula One on the Twitter, also on our community. So if you know anyone that likes F1, get them to contact me on Twitter or Instagram at SFeatleyF1. Right, on both it's at SFeatleyF1 on Twitter and at SFeatleyF1 on Instagram. Or if they want to contact me on my personal account, it's at SFeatley on Twitter and SFeatley on Instagram. If they also want to check out the football, an Arsenal channel which raises money, which as a monetized channel, all the money that he raises as a monetization channel goes on the oh, actually, can I make a point? Sorry, I just need to check something. Sorry, maybe 2 seconds. Oh, that's a shame. The show I did at 4 p.m. On SFeatleyTV wasn't monetized. It didn't raise any money, unfortunately. So hopefully, if people watch it back, if people can watch it back, that'd be great. So it can help the monetization. So I'll let people know in the chat if they can do that for us. But yeah. Anyway, make sure you hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the share button. Make sure also check out that channel and support that channel as well, because all the money we raise as a monetized channel goes on the charity. So please do that, and we'll see you guys tomorrow. Until then, take care.